This is our last BGMC of 2020. A quite crazy year it has been, but God is still working around the world, and we still want to support our missionaries. God is doing some wonderful things in the country of Iceland. So we get to learn some things about Iceland today, and we're going to start out by watching a couple videos.
Hey, I'm Tessa, and Go360 is taking you around the world to Iceland. Iceland is a country with lots of beautiful scenery. It sure is peaceful. And compared to the other nations, Iceland's religious past has been pretty peaceful too. Lots of countries have gone to war over their religious beliefs. But in Iceland, no blood was shed when lawmakers made Christianity the nation's religion. With a history like that, you would think that Iceland would have a humongous Christian community. But the truth is, there are only 1,500 Pentecostal believers in the entire country of Iceland. That's smaller than some church congregations in the US. Mike and Sheila Fitzgerald are Assemblies of God missionaries in Iceland. And since most people in Iceland don't go to church, the Fitzgeralds thought of a way to bring church to the people. They started a Christian radio station called Linden. Linden is an Icelandic term that means source of living water. And lots of people have gotten saved by listening. Like John. He used to be addicted to drugs, but not anymore. He heard a Linden broadcast on his Walkman and knelt down on the street and accepted Christ into his heart.
On that moment, God met me and God set me free.
With the help of Linden broadcasts, the country of Iceland is being reached with the gospel. But there is still more work to be done. Many of Iceland's kids and teenagers still have never heard the story of Jesus and his love. You may be thinking, what can I do to help? Well, if you give money to BGMC, you already are helping. A lot of the equipment at the Linden radio station was bought with money from BGMC. And of course, you can always pray for the missionaries, churches, and Christians as they try to reach their country with the gospel. Going 360 doesn't mean you have to fly around the world to make a difference. You can do your part right where you are and help the people of Iceland and others around the world.
Krakow, þetta ég, Sigurljón.
No, Sigurljón, not in Icelandic, in English. This is for the boys and girls in America.
Oh, that's right. Oh, okay. Hey, boys and girls in America, thank you for helping us to reach Iceland with the message of Jesus Christ. It is so great what you have been doing to help us. You have helped us for 13 years. And BGMC has been a big part of what we're doing in Iceland. We just want to say thank you so very much for all you have done. You've helped us with Comic Books Power Mark. You've helped us with radio. You've helped us with video. You've helped me do all of these wonderful things. You've helped us to buy puppets. You've helped us to go around the nation. You've helped us to do kids crusades. You've helped us to reach out on the radio. And soon we'll be doing television. Sigurljón and Friends. Because of young people and children like you, we just want to say thank you so much, BGMC, for all you've done for us here in Iceland. And remember, bring your buddy barrels each month so you can help us and other missionaries to reach the young people of the world with a message of Jesus Christ. It is so wonderful. Thank you.
It's amazing to think about an entire country with only 1,500 believers that are Pentecostal believers in Jesus. That means there's so many people that need to know Jesus and have a true relationship with Jesus there in Iceland. So it's awesome to hear about the things that they're doing. All right, a fun fact about Iceland. Because it's Christmas time, they sent some information about Christmas. So in Iceland, they have 13 Santas that visit their towns. So one arrives each day. coming up to Christmas. So I thought that was pretty fun. 13 days of Santa and different Santas every day. And to prepare for the Santas each day, the kids leave their shoes out on the window to get special little presents from the Santas that visit each day. And they hope to get lots of little special treats in their shoes for Christmas. So I thought this was a very fun fact for December for what they do in Iceland. God is working in Iceland, and God is working with our missionaries. And thank you so much for being faithful to BGMC and continuing to give. We have one more video today about a miracle that God did for a group of missionaries, and it's just amazing to see how God always continues to work.
Iceland, winds from God. The fog is too thick. We cannot land to refuel. Those were the words of the pilot over the loudspeaker of the airplane. John Hall and his wife Cuba prayed. They were missionaries sent by God to reach people all over the world who didn't know about Jesus. They were in the Assemblies of God Speed the Light airplane known as the Ambassador. It was an Army surplus C-46 airplane. But would this be the Ambassador's last flight? Would this be the end of missionaries John and Cuba Hall and their fellow missionaries aboard this airplane out in the middle of the ocean? The Ambassador had left the airport in Iceland for the long flight to the United States. The missionaries had been ministering all over the world, teaching people about Jesus and delivering supplies to other missionaries in need. Now it was the long flight home. That is, until the storm hit. From Iceland, the next refueling stop was in Greenland. When they got within 200 miles, the radio tower said fog was rolling in and landing was impossible. The plane had been flying for many hours, and they were well past the halfway point. It was too late to return to Iceland. To make matters worse, they ran into big storms with huge headwinds pushing against the plane. The plane was using its powerful engines to push through the storm. They were gaining steady ground, but the plane was going through fuel at a rapid pace. The missionaries on board the plane prayed. "We're running out of fuel, God," they cried. "Help us, please." They prayed and they prayed. The pilot searched and searched, but couldn't find a way around the storm. The headwinds were just too strong, and the winds kept pushing the plane back. More and more fuel was being used. Soon the plane would be on empty. The pilot did everything he could. He weakened the gas mixture. He shifted the heavier passengers and some of the luggage forward. He also explained the use of the life jackets and the rubber life rafts to the missionaries so they would be prepared if the plane crashed into the ocean. Through all this, the missionaries continued to pray. Then the pilot had an idea. He went down through the thick clouds and flew within 1,000 feet of the ocean. The plane was so close to the water that the missionaries could see the reflection of the airplane in the ocean. The missionaries continued to pray. Suddenly, the plane lurched forward. Something was pushing it. The pilot shouted that some sort of a 50-mile-an-hour strong tailwind was pushing the plane forward past the strong headwinds that were trying to push the plane backwards. The tailwind continued all the way to the airport. The plane landed safely with only the tiniest amount of fuel left on board. God had miraculously provided a strong tailwind to push the plane forward, so only a small amount of fuel was used. As a result, the plane didn't run out of fuel and the plane didn't crash. God kept the missionaries safe. A concert of praise to God for his goodness could be heard on the plane as they landed at the airport. God had answered the prayers of the missionaries and spared their lives.
Well, again, thank you so much for giving and being faithful to BGMC. Our Buddy Bucket is out on the offering table as you exit today. And thank you so much again for giving.